What's up? I'm Anthony. Thanks for stopping by. Today, I want to take some time to compare two of the most influential people on my path of spiritual development. I've listened to them both for years. I've studied their works intently, and I consider the knowledge that they've shared to be some of the wisest counsel I've ever received. The two like-minded masters of today's talk, Eckhart Tolle and Jay-Z. Sound crazy? Let's take a look, see how it all connects. In this corner, Eckhart Tolle, born in Germany, 1948. He's an award-winning author, public speaker. His books have sold millions of copies in dozens of languages as he's traveled the world delivering his message of spiritual enlightenment. This is him and one of his biggest fans, Oprah. You know you're a bad boy when Oprah's co-signing for you. In 2011, Eckhart was listed by the Watkins Review as the most spiritually influential person in the world. In this corner, Sean Carter, Hova, Jay-Z, born in Brooklyn, 1969, and arguably one of the most successful rappers in history, arguably one of the best. He came from the humble background of the Marcy Projects and rose to sell over 100 million records, becoming a business giant and generational icon. Now, at first glance, it might seem like these two gentlemen would be polar opposites in their understanding of how life works. But if you look at it just right, everything connects. Both are exceptional writers, powerful performers, geniuses, visionaries with the gifted ability to help people elevate to higher, more evolved versions of themselves, both mentally and spiritually. Although their presentations may be worlds apart, and the mechanisms and language by which they convey their truths are galaxies apart, the divinity in the spirit of their message is often exactly the same. And that's because the truths that they illuminate, those eternal divine truths, they transcend any and all superficial packages that they may come in. The main idea behind Eckhart's teachings is that we are, at our deepest level of self, universal consciousness. And we tap into that consciousness by being fully aware or present in each individual moment. These ideas have been emphasized heavily in Eastern religions and philosophies such as Buddhism and Hinduism, but they can also very well be interpreted through sacred texts of Western religions such as the varying denominations of Christianity and Catholicism. In essence, we are one with the universe. Now, you might be thinking, I ain't ever heard Jay-Z say no shit like that, but he does. He just dresses it a little differently. There's a famous phrase, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. I love this quote. And in my experience, it's true. Now, some people believe that this idea is true in the sense that when a person is open and ready to receive a particular lesson, God or the universe or whatever name makes you feel most comfortable will insert into your life the teacher through which you learn this lesson. I mean, that may be true, but my interpretation of the quote is a bit simpler and a lot more self-empowering, and it's this. When we're ready and open to receiving a particular lesson, the teacher does, in fact, appear. Not because that teacher was set in front of us by some God or external deity, but rather universal truths exist all around us in every element of life. Every situation and circumstance happening in our lives is filled with divine truth and infinite lessons. It's just that we only see them when we're ready to see them. And when you become ready, you can see them in anything, in everything. So the teacher does appear. So Eckhart versus Jay-Z. Their catalogs are so deep, I could spend hours breaking down their works and what they mean to me. But I'm going to stick with a few simple yet powerful comparisons. And we'll start with some titles. Earlier this year, Jay released a song called I Got the Keys. It's a DJ Khaled joint. It's got Future on the hook. It's dope. If you haven't heard it, here's the chorus. I got the keys, keys, keys. 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 My favorite Eckhart Tolle book is titled A New Earth, Awakening to Your Life's Purpose. Awakening to your life's purpose. What a beautiful idea. My soul is drawn to that. See, both of these titles flirt with the feeling that gnaws at us from time to time, normally when it's quiet and the rest of the world is asleep. That uneasy, unsettling sense that there's got to be more to life. Not even more money or more stuff, just richer, deeper, more meaningful experiences. These two know that we have those feelings because they've had them too. They understand that humanity has been and always will be plagued with this sense of incompleteness. They also understand the ironic beauty in that dull, aching pain we feel because they know that oftentimes that agony leads to art. That yearning for completeness can be a catalyst for our personal growth, a catalyst for societal and medicinal advances, a catalyst for creativity. See, Eckhart says we suffer to bring us to awakening so that we can grow, which would make the curse of suffering, in a certain sense, a gift. Jay-Z has an actual album called The Gift and the Curse. Beautiful, right? So let's jump into these lyrics. I got the keys. Jay starts right away. He gets straight to it. Niggas always asking me, what's the key? So here it comes. He's about to tell us. You know what? Real quick. I feel I should address this. Please don't let the word niggas, as he uses it here, distract you from the message that's about to follow. That word, like most words, depending on the context in which it's used, evokes different emotions from different people. Honestly, there may not be another word in our current American lexicon that's more provocative. But Jay's smart. He knows that by using that particular word, here, it opens up the ears of a certain audience to a message that they may not be otherwise looking to receive. He takes this illuminating idea, this answer to an age-old question, and disguises it as some sort of a street metaphor or drug slang terminology. And he does it on purpose, despite knowing that he's going to be criticized by some people who either lack the vision to see what he's doing or who just pretend not to see what he's doing so that they can stigmatize him and marginalize his societal contributions and influence. I've seen his character attacked by certain news channels who drag up his history and are quick to label him a former crack dealer. But Jay continually gets the best of critics with subtle yet powerful lyrics, like in the song Renegade when he raps, "Motherfuckers say that I'm foolish. I only talk about jewels. Do you fools listen to music or do you just skim through it?" The whole first verse of that song is a detailed social commentary about how art imitates life and how he's able to resonate through his music with the frustrated and disenfranchised who may otherwise feel hopeless. I help them see their way through it, not you. Got him. Jay knows he's speaking to an audience who's smart and can appreciate the deep insight of his message, but probably isn't looking to hear those same truths from this guy. All right, so here we go.
Niggas always asking me the key. Till you own your own, you can't be free.
Niggas always asking me what's the key. Till you own your own, you can't be free.
Till you own your own, you can't be free. Till you own your own, you can't be free. Till you own your own, you can't be free. Till you own your own, you can't be free.
There it is. Till you own your own, you can't be free. One of the most documented and agreed upon philosophical ideas in written history. It's almost like Eckhart is ghostwriting his shit. Look, Jay says, niggas always asking me what's the key. That's the same thing that Eckhart experiences when he goes and gives these talks and performances. People are always asking him, what is the key? The key to what? The key to the universal truths that we all want to know. The key to happiness, success, fulfillment, enlightenment, joy. People ask Eckhart the same things that niggas ask Jay, and he gives them the same answer. Until you own your own, you can't be free. So what does that mean? It means until your happiness comes from within you, until it's something that you take ownership of, you can't be free. As long as you let external circumstances determine your joy, you can't be free. Until your own state of emotional well-being and balance is governed by you and owned by you, you can't be free. If you allow others to determine your mood, your worth as a person, your satisfaction with life, you can't be free because you're depending on them. There's nothing to decode. He flat out says it. Do you fools listen to music or do you just skim through it? Till you own your own, you can't be free. It's a clear reference to mastery of self as the ultimate power. He's acknowledging, much like Eckhart does, that the journey within is the journey that will liberate you from dependency on the fleeting external world. And these aren't just weird Eastern philosophical ideas. The King James Bible tells us the exact same thing. Luke chapter 17, verse 21, the kingdom of God cometh not with observation, meaning what? It's not something you look out and see. Neither shall they say, lo here or lo there, look here or look there. For behold, the kingdom of God is within you. Within. Until you own your own, you can't be free. Then on the next line, Jay doubles down. Until you're on your own, you can't be me. The external circumstances of our lives are simply a reflection of our internal state. You can't want the external success of his life without having first made the internal shift towards self-mastery, which is a subject both of these men write about often. Self-mastery. In Eckhart's book, A New Earth, he tells a story about a famous Indian guru who decides that one day he's going to tell his secret to an audience of listeners. So silence and anticipation fill the room. They can't wait for his big profession. And then after a dramatic pause, he finally shares his big secret and he tells them, I don't mind what happens. It sounded too simple. The people wanted more, but that was it. He didn't mind what happens. Sounds easy, but it's such an advanced idea. To not mind what happens means to take resistance out of your life. It's a concept that I struggled to grasp when I first started reading Tolle, but as I listened to Jay rap and my understanding deepened, I realized that a lot of the times he's actually talking about the exact same thing, non-resistance, owning your own in any particular moment, not letting external happenings dictate your inner state of being. Of course, he said it in his own way, but he plainly said it, and he always has. In the song off his first album, he raps the line, my life ain't rosy, but I roll with it. Non-resistance. In the song years later, he raps, y'all don't know that don't shit faze me. He's echoing the same divine secret that this storied philosophical master was written about in Tolle's book. I don't mind what happens, and y'all don't know that don't shit faze me are identical twins wearing different colored shirts. And I love that particular line. It's so dope because it's symbolic of taking responsibility for your mood, for your energy, and ultimately for your life. So I'll end with this last line in that initial verse of I got the keys. So far we got niggas always asking me what's the key. Till you own your own, you can't be free. Till you're on your own, you can't be me. And he finishes that verse with an open-ended question.
Niggas always asking me the key. Till you own your own, you can't be free. Till you own your own, you can't be me. How we still slaves in 2016.
How we still slaves in 2016. Ah, damn. A lot of times we hear the word genius and we automatically associate it with the answers that a person provides. But sometimes a person's genius isn't shown by their answers to questions. Sometimes their genius is shown by the questions they ask. Which is why, how are we still slaves in 2016 is a genius question. It's powerful because it engages the listener. It asks for your opinion. And to some, that question may draw up a mental image of America's for-profit prison system, which is often referred to as the new slavery. To some, it may evoke thoughts of how we're slaves to huge corporations who own politicians and buy elections and ensure laws are put into place that have only their interests at heart. Some people see that person at the park who misses the beauty surrounding them because They can't look away from the prison of their phone. So how are we still slaves in 2016? Eckhart would suggest that we're slaves to our unconscious mind, the ego, our lowest selves, and all the baggage and trappings that come with it. And I think he would applaud Jay for asking such an enlightened question. So, whether you're more inclined to find your best self through voices like Eckhart's or voices like Jay's, the world is blessed to have two transcendent teachers like these gentlemen and all their beautiful, superficial differences, reminding us, each in their own way, how divine we are, and mapping out for us, each with their own style, a way to a stronger, more authentic version of ourselves. I'm Anthony. Be safe out there. Keep spreading love and light. And if you take anything away from this, let it be these two words. Everything connects. Love and respect.